So, I don't always play engineer, and I feel like this is not a surprise to anybody who, you know, has watched enough of the channel. You can tell that engineer is not the only class I play. But yeah, sometimes when you're playing, it just doesn't help very much to be playing engineer because you're kind of playing support, especially on like a map like CTF well, where stuff is kind of static, and you already might have some engineers defending. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to be playing support when they need people who are able to kill the other team. So yeah, so this is just a short round as a soldier, but here we go. So I find a soldier, the way I like to roam now these days is I usually use the shotgun and the black box just to get a little bit of that health back, but still having a nice follow-up weapon. The other way I like to roam is by using the regular rocket launcher with the Conqueror. And this is, oops, bad. But yeah, I really find myself gravitating towards the banners when I'm not playing this way. I don't really like using the gunboats. I think they're firmly okay. But what I find is that I usually, because I'm not getting healed by a medic, I usually am just kind of like, I don't know, I usually don't last that long, and when I do last long, I'm usually walking around with like 20 health for a long time, and I'm like, man, I just wish I had the Conqueror. Or if I get a bunch of kills, I'm like, well, I wish I had the Conqueror and I could use this to like help my team somehow. So yeah, so I found the black box is kind of my go-to roamer weapon these days. I mean, look at that, like rocket jump, and then I basically get most of my health back with like very, very little effort. So yeah, I was like, who is this guy? This guy hasn't done anything. He got kicked, but I have no idea what the problem was. Not worth my time. Yeah, I find with air shots like this, that was a nice little crater there. I'm gonna replay that. Yeah, I find with air shots, the funny thing is like, and this is not news for anybody who's watched the Panda Poops video on this, but you always want to have the high ground as a soldier. That's probably one of the most important things to have, and for fighting another soldier, you want to either take the high ground or you want to already have it. I don't find Panda Poop's weapon opinions, especially in the third one, to be that great. I think they revised their opinion on the gunboats, but stuff like the black box is still pretty good. I mean, a competitive setting, probably not, but for pubs and probably Highlander, it's definitely fine. But yeah, I find the easiest thing as soldier for a good air shot is to just wait as they're coming down. You can definitely obviously hit people as they're coming up. You want to practice that. You definitely want to practice people jumping over your head as well, but horizontal is definitely a lot harder than a vertical air shot because you have all of this nice, lovely surface area to work with on somebody when you're shooting them vertically as they're falling. A lot of margin of error. So yeah, this is a nice, funny little crater. I think he must have like been instantaneously standing on there for that, but he actually gets cratered by the top of the train there, and that's what kills him. It's not the it's not the rocket. I mean, it basically is the rocket, but yeah. So 2-tap, there you go. And I will, I don't know, often jump away to get away from explosions and stuff like that. I mean, obviously you don't want to tank that as a soldier, but yeah, this has got to be one of the only capture the flag maps that I've played where people were actually capping like regularly, and it felt like a real game. I find with like 2-fort, it's just so easy to get locked in because there's kind of too little in the way of openness. But this works. Yeah. The other thing, when somebody's jumping at you, the easiest thing to do is to just jump away, and then you don't have to deal with them. There's a great Worms and Plastic Minnows video about this though, where he's essentially just rocket jumping, baiting, shooting at this soldier, gets this soldier to overcommit, jump away from his medic, and that's when he just flies in and kill this guy. It's a classic video. All of those Worms and Plastic Minnows videos. If you like soldier, especially like cheeky soldier play, roamer play, Worms is just so good. um, yeah, I have my no key permanently bound because of that. But yeah, so that was also another quick little, and this is, I mean, this is, this is Uncletopia pubs. Like, of course, what I'm doing isn't like amazing, but I think it's really funny when you're playing with guys who've like they've got the Australian rocket launcher, they've got the the Sunbeam's unusual hat, like guys who are like very clearly like, I'm a soldier mate, I'm really good, I'm used to pub stomping, and then like they see you with the black box and they're like, oh yeah, this is easy, I'm gonna take this guy is a chump, and flying up, and I have fought strafers who they see me going for them in the air and they're like, okay, I'm gonna stop short so he can't get it, but this guy's like way too cocky, and yeah, immediately just light him up. Unfortunately, I don't hit him on the follow-up shot, and if I was using the regular rocket launcher, this would be a very easy follow-up to fix, essentially. If I had my, yeah, look at that, if I had my, fourth rocket, then I would have been able to just turn down or right there and cook him. But wasn't happening. But he gets hit strafing. He's like, oh, fuck this. Because now he's at like 150 probably. So maybe more. He could have been overhealed. 99, 21. That's, 120. So he's at probably sitting at like maybe 30, 35 health. Provided he was playing stock. But yeah, and then he's using the that to run away, and oh wow, yeah, he must have been overhealed for it to be that much. Yeah, I don't know. I think with the second level being exclusively available to soldiers, demo men, etc. I mean, you can hop up there as sniper, but it's a lot harder. I find that the main sniping plane being on the low ground actually makes this a lot of fun for same guy for hopping around and fighting without it being locked down by snipers, which can really be an issue of these kind of more wide open maps. Yeah, screw it. We'll rewind for this as well. Yeah, that's the other thing. I love using the shotgun as soldier exclusively for stuff like this. So here we go. We're hopping up here. And I get a nice little tag on him down here. So he's already, not doing great. And then he's like, okay, I gotta take the high ground. Get another tag on him down here. That's much worse. He hops up. He's already super, super, super burned now. Very lit. And I'm not sure what his plan was. I think he was still looking for... Oh, okay, he found me. But he hits me. He juggles me upwards. I guess he wasn't ready for a follow-up or anything. Maybe he was like looking to run away, or maybe he was looking for where I was going to go. But then, yeah, just right in the head. And my game just froze there. But, yeah, nice 50 chunk there. So, I don't know. Using your shotgun is good. I think using the shotgun as a soldier is a good idea. And yeah, I tank a lot of that too because I get that health back from hitting him. So, yeah, I don't know. I think if you are prone to actually switching your weapons and using them properly, then the black box is great for roaming. And yeah, luckily our sentry just absolutely cooks those guys, so it doesn't matter. Demo men taking the high ground. This is a little bit of a bone I have to pick with TF2 balance. I get why demo men take more damage, because a demo man with the high ground is much worse than a soldier with the high ground. But I do find it a little, I don't know, I guess annoying as somebody who likes demo man maybe more than soldier, even though I play soldier more. That demo man takes like such greater self damage in general. Like I would be perfectly fine with the stickies, you know, only bouncing you as much as a rocket if it meant that I wasn't eating nearly half my health. Yeah. That poor guy. He's using the escape plan a lot. That's part of why I'm getting him. But then, oh yeah, here's another one. And this poor engineer. As an engineer main, oh, I felt bad doing that. That's just, honestly, that's just practicing TR walkway. I'll fast forward here. Yeah, so I mean here, like what can you do? You're already being juggled, right? I think in this situation, like the soldier has the high ground. You have your dispenser, you know, he probably isn't going to jump to you necessarily. I mean, he could. He could. He's not using the rescue ranger. I mean, I think in this situation, and this is probably not what I would have done. I probably would have been cooked like this engineer, but you could maybe grab your dispenser and run around the side, or you could hop into the water. You know, those would be two options. I mean, obviously you can't push him here. I think he wasn't planning to. I think it was just an unfortunate thing here where he was like, I'm going to strafe away. Oh yeah, he might have even been going for the water there. I'm going to strafe away, and oh, now I have no control of myself. This is also a big reason why you want to learn air strafing, because in this situation, if you're bounced up into the air like this, you know, you can stop yourself midair, and then the other thing is you can pivot, you can turn. So he could have taken this and just turned and landed in the water and swam to safety. But in this case, he's like, I'm gonna, I guess, just shoot him. I'm so surprised I don't even know what to do here. And yeah, this is just practicing in TR walkway a whole bunch. Splat. Unfortunate. Oh, taken out by the train. Yeah, that's a little debatable if that would have really hit me, given like an extra microsecond. You know, it's funny the amount of just like sharp outfits that this game has gotten in the past, you know, 8 years or so. Fancy dress uniforms, etc. Feels like all of the workshoppers got like way better at it over the years, because that stuff is hard. Having done some work for the workshop and stuff. Yeah, hopping up, trying to take the high ground, push him off. He's overhealed. I get killed by a scout. Oh well. I don't even know what I was going to type there. But yeah, you know, doing workshop stuff, I mean, like hats are probably the easiest thing to do. And then like static attachments like backpacks, etc. Because you just rig them to one bone. But to do like all the shirts and stuff, that's like very, very concentrated, refined weight painting of knowing exactly how you need to weight each vertice so that it doesn't, you know, protrude through the original, and having enough poly count for it too. Yeah. Let's slow that down too. Screw it. Alright, so, and this is the end here. This is the last of this, because, you know, it's well. Capture the flag's not really that interesting. But kill that medic. That's really what you want to be doing as a roamer most of the time anyway. And this is a pub, so it's not like what I'm doing here is super important. But we hop up. I have 2 rockets, and this is why you need to be running the shotgun with the black box. I will sometimes run the black box with the backpacks. It can be nice for survivability, especially for like running the buff banner. But yeah, so coming down, 1, and luckily I actually, and this is kind of a good thing to be doing. The black box is hopping up high enough into the air after your rocket jump that you are able to reload and come down with 3. I find otherwise it makes bombing much harder, obviously, to jump down, have 2, and not be able to jump out. But yeah, so we have 1 basically loaded in there and then immediately fire it. And that's just kind of learning the timing. Boop. Yeah, so still have 2 rockets. Hit him with 1. This sniper gets hit by it as well. I probably could have shot him with a rocket, but at this point I'd already switched to the shotgun. And Yeah, nice center mass hit, but he just... I mean, look at that. He's not even aiming at my head. And I hit him at the same time with it. And that's a headshot, because the way the Huntsman works is the whole entire head hitbox is just the upper, I think, like, upper 5th or 6th of the player's collision cube. Doesn't have anything to do with your head. But yeah. Anyway. Playing Soldier. Play other classes. It's good. It'll keep you less frustrated, too.